All right, guys, if you're thinking about moving to Baton Rouge or anywhere in the Greater Baton Rouge area, there are some things that you may want to know, some good, some bad, and we're going to talk about those in this video. Let's get to it. Hey, what's up guys? Shaun Ramos here. Welcome to the channel. This is Living in Louisiana. If it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell because I'm putting out brand new videos just like this every single week. And I am a licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana, so that number that's popping up on your screen right now, that's the best way that you can reach out to me. And while I love making these videos for you guys, what I really love is to help you with your real estate needs. So if you have any specific questions or needs when it comes to making the move to Louisiana, don't hesitate to reach out. So if you're thinking about making that move to South Louisiana, there's some things that I want to make sure that you're aware of before you get here. And like I said, some are good, some are bad. And the first two I'm going to go over is really because of a call that I had recently from one of you guys. Courtney and her family are moving to Louisiana from Illinois, and she said that they're looking for a place where it's not cold, and they're looking for a place that has a lower cost of living. So those are going to be number 1 and 2. So we're going to start with the weather. I've said it before, Louisiana has a humid subtropical climate, so it tends to get pretty hot here. Our winters are fairly mild. We do have the occasional cold snap, so it gets cold at times. Every now and then you may want to fire up the fireplace, but for the most part, you know, even our winters, you can wear t-shirts. But as you get into the spring and through the summer and even a little bit into the fall, man, it can be brutally hot at times.
It's so damn hot.
So it's early June as I'm recording this, and let's take a look just at the 10-day forecast just to see what the weather is going to be like. So here we go. Today, high of 94. There's a chance of thunderstorms later this afternoon, 60% chance of rain. So this is pretty typical summer weather around here. You can see a lot of mid to upper 90s. As far as the highs go, you see lots of chances of thunderstorms. So it's hot here. It's wet, it's humid. But if you're trying to get away from the cold, this is probably a great option for you. We rarely see snow here. Like I said, it'll occasionally get pretty cold. We have these little cold snaps, but for the most part, it's pretty warm here. And you do have to understand that if you're looking for a place where you're really gonna get to enjoy all 4 seasons, this is probably not it. I feel like we get a little bit of spring, a little bit of fall, and a lot of summer. But if that's your thing and you like the heat, Louisiana's probably a great option. Now, the second thing that Courtney and her family are looking for was the lower cost of living. And that's something you can absolutely find down here in the Baton Rouge area. When you research it online, you see that Louisiana ranks really low in cost of living areas like utilities, groceries, healthcare. And what I find seems to surprise people the most is the housing prices. So if you're moving from a higher price market like areas in Illinois, then you'll be really shocked and surprised what you can get for your money here in Louisiana. So while our real estate prices are trending upwards right now compared to a lot of the bigger markets around the country, it's still really low. And our property taxes are really low. Speaking of Illinois specifically, I had friends who live there and they've since moved away. But I did hear lots of talk of how insane the property taxes are there. But it's not so bad here. We do rank pretty low when it comes to property taxes. And another thing that you'll find here compared to some of the higher price markets is our gas prices are pretty low. You know, oil and gas industry is big here. We've got a lot of chemical plants and refineries right here in our backyard. I did a little research and found that the national average gas price as of yesterday was $3.58 a gallon. But just yesterday, I filled up my truck for $2.89 a gallon.
Oh, wow.
Next, let's talk about the traffic and the road conditions. I don't have too many great things to say about the traffic and road conditions here in Louisiana. I just read an article that said Louisiana has the 4th worst road congestion in the US. I think a lot of that comes from this one specific area where if you're coming into Baton Rouge from the west on I-10, when you cross over the Mississippi River Bridge, you're traveling on 3 lanes, but that left lane is gonna split off and take you north on I-110. To stay on I-10 to go through Baton Rouge, you're gonna stay in the right 2 lanes, but those 2 lanes are gonna go down to 1 lane. So that causes a huge backup because you've got tons of traffic that's coming into Baton Rouge and you have to go from 2 lanes down to 1 lane. And after you get down to 1 lane, you're gonna go back to 3 lanes where the I-10 South traffic meets the I-10 East traffic. So it's just a big mess right now, but supposedly it's gonna get better. There's a big widening project that's coming up. They're just in the very beginning stages right now, but of course it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I've read that they're estimating that it could be 4 to 5 years before the project's done, but you know how that goes. So my best advice would be is that if you're moving to the area, I would avoid that area of I-10 if you can. And I'd probably try to find a place to live that's as close to work as possible. And as far as the roads go, I found another article that said Louisiana has the 11th worst roads in the country. And I'd honestly be shocked if they were even that good. But it's just always been a thing here as far as I can remember. The roads are bumpy, seem to have lots of potholes. They're always doing patch and little repair jobs. As a matter of fact, the main road that you come on to get to where I live, they just did a lot of repairs to it, and it seems to be worse than it was before. So just know before you come that that's just something you have to deal with here. The roads are gonna beat your vehicle up a little bit, which probably will result in a little more maintenance costs. The next thing you may wanna know about is the local economy. And I think we're doing really well in this area. We don't see a lot of the swings that you see in other markets in the country. There's a lot of talk of recessions right now, but right now our job market's great, our housing prices are going up. I just did a video about this recently, but we've got some really good industries that carry our economy here. So basically you shouldn't be without a job here in Louisiana. If you want to work, there's work to be had. The next thing you may want to know is that Louisiana is a sportsman's paradise. So if you're the outdoors type, Louisiana's gonna be great for you. Now I myself, I'm not a huge hunter or fisher. I do go, but it's not really my thing. But if hunting and fishing are important to you, then you're gonna love it here. There's plenty of public lands where you can go hunting, and then there are tons of options when it comes to private leases. So you can join different hunting clubs where you can actually have a camp on site, or you can drive back and forth. And if deer hunting is your thing specifically, we have a super long season. So it goes from the beginning of October all the way through the end of January. Some of that's gonna be bow season only, some of it's gonna be primitive weapon, and a lot of that's rifle season. And if fishing's your thing, you've also got lots of options there. So Breck, who owns and operates all of the parks in Baton Rouge, they have stocked fishing ponds in a lot of their parks. Then you've also got the Amite River, the Comite River, Lake Pontchartrain, Lake Maurepas, all within very close drives. And if you want to get into a little deep sea fishing, you just got to head down to the coast and you've got tons of options there. The next thing you'd probably want to know about is what to expect as far as hurricanes go. Now I was born and raised here in Louisiana, and in my opinion, the hurricanes are not that bad. So if you're not from here and you've never experienced a hurricane, you've probably heard some hype, then they probably seem a lot scarier than I think they really are. And don't get me wrong, if you're a little further south and you're in the direct path of a hurricane, then you probably need to prepare. Probably not something you want to stick around and deal with. You may want to get out of town. But where we are in the Greater Baton Rouge area, we're far enough inland that by the time the storm usually gets to us, it's weakened significantly. So again, I'm born and raised here in Louisiana, and I've been through lots of hurricanes. And I've only been through a couple that really had me worried at all. But for the most part, it's just wind and rain. The areas that tend to flood may flood. And like I said in other videos, the biggest hassle to me has been just the loss of electricity. So if it's in your budget, you'll want to have some kind of generator. But the most important thing that you need to know is the number that's popping up on your screen right now is the best way that you can reach out to me. I'm here to be a resource for you for anything real estate related, so don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything that I can do for you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and I'm the guy that replies to every one of those. I've been helping so many of you guys get moved down here to Louisiana, and I can't wait to help even more of you. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.